visual system, I'm here to talk about the essential parts of the eye and how the human eye functions in general. So on the parts of the eye, first of all, this is the cornea. This one right here. This is the front part of the tougher outer coat of the eye. This is the first part of the eye that receives the light on a particular object. Second one here is the iris, which is this part. I don't know if you can see this. This is the part that decides the color of your eyes. The muscles of this part contract and relax to alter the central hole of the pupil, whether the eye is going to focus on a particular object or not. The lens is a transparent, biconvex flexible disc behind the iris attached by the sensory ligaments. This part is responsible on focusing the light of the object to the retina. So this part is the lining at the back of the eye containing the photoreceptor cells. These cells are actually highly sensitive to different tones of light. And in this part as well contains the optic nerve. Optic nerve is a bundle of sensory neurons at the back of the eye. This part is responsible in sending the information that is gathered in this organ to the occipital lobe of the brain.
Causes of blindness. The many causes of blindness differ from the socioeconomic condition. In the developed nations, diabetes, macular degeneration, glaucoma, and traumatic injuries are the most common cause of blindness. In the third world nation, where 90% of the visually impaired lives, are infections, cataracts, and glaucoma. And the other causes of blindness are vitamin A deficiency, retinopathy of prematurity, and blood vessel diseases such as stroke.
Technologies that help blind people see. First part is the brain port V100 and how it works. First of all, there's a camera in the sunglasses that sends an image to a CPU. Then the CPU converts it into an 8-bit object that then recreates the object into an image using the thumb or the mouthpiece. Then the user interacts of how it feels and shape and the location on their thumb. Depending on where they are facing, the mouthpiece adjusts to where it was located. Now, for the second one is the assisted video smart sunglasses. First of all, this is not for all cases of blindness. It only helps for macular degeneration, ocular albinism, and diabetic retinopathy, and other illness for the eyes. And it works like the same as the BrainPort V100, but the eSight is more advanced and more complicated than the BrainPort V100. First, and the camera is already video processing it already has video processing software that then awakens the remaining functional neurons and displays the image on the screen of the sunglasses into an OLED display that is high definition on the video. And the data is stored and the user will store the data on the disk if she wants to record something or want to capture something. And the last one is the iCane. The iCane is like a walking stick, like this one. And it has a camera on the walking stick and a CPU that processes the information on where to go or object that it looks at. The CPU then classifies the object if it is an hindrance on where you are going or not. And then the CPU then sends an electric signal on where the user should go, and then the path recommendation. That's it.
Okay. So before we move on to more advancements in creating technology that would help with blind people and coping with their illness, we go back through one of the some of the early advancements or some of the early solutions to when it comes to helping these people cope with the world. So first we have, of course, the infamous Braille language, which is basically is just a pattern of dots that, when touched or felt by these people, can actually, if they actually know how to read the language, would be able to relay information to them through the use of of small bombs and such things. Next is we have text to speech, which is actually an innovation created by programmers that converts whatever text that is detected into speech by some sort of AI that they have developed. And also another one that's fairly old is audio related materials or things that can play audio, like an audiobook, or even to say like a little small audio clip that would relay information or relay instructions to the people so that it doesn't actually involve the sense of sight. And now, of course, our very recent and really spread out solution, which is now cell phones. So cell phones through the years have been developed quite a lot, added new apps, new inventions, new additions to the basic unit, which a big amount of those apps help in aiding blind people with their illnesses. So here we have a little bit more inventions that actually have been tested so that to help blind people. So first we have the OrCam, which can be fixed to any pair of glasses. Basically, it's just a small little camera that can be placed on any pair of glasses. And whenever the user sees not really see, but like whenever they need to understand some sort of information, the OrCam recognizes and uses hand gestures so that once they recognize these hand gestures, whatever information that the camera can see at the moment of the user doing those hand gestures will be converted to specific instructions through the use of a speaker inside the unit, which now is where the information is being relayed to. So next we have smartwatches, but not just any specific smartwatches. We have smartwatches that uses the Braille language. So basically, what it is, the smartwatch basically has usually 4 rows of dots that can be used. It can be used to tell time, receive notifications, read messages, and also accept calls, which, just as the past experiences of blind people when it comes to Braille language, would be fairly easy and quite convenient for them to use. And last but not least is an app called Be My Eyes, which is actually a community-driven app wherein the blind, whoever is the user, whenever he or she needs help with understanding or trying to figure out something, the app will make a call to an able-sighted user or someone that is completely capable of seeing. So it connects the user and the able-sighted user to an audio and video call, which then the able-sighted user will be able to help the blind person understand whatever it is that he or she needs help with. So that concludes my presentation.